Hey, welcome to Android Dialogues, where we have bite-sized conversations with people in the Android community. I'm Huyen and I'm speaking with
Anastasia López.
And we're currently in London, where we both attended Droidcon London. And in fact, we both spoke at Droidcon London. I was actually very fortunate to see Anastasia's talk today. But Anastasia, where are you based and how did you get started in Android?
I'm based here in London. I've been in London for 3 years, I think. I started Android, I started studying biology, and I was very bored about studying bugs and things in Latin. And started learning how to program, change majors. And I've always liked cell phones. Like, my cell phone was when I was 12. I'm kind of a spoiled child in that way, but I stole it from my mom. It was a Nokia with a snake.
Oh, cool, yeah.
And I don't know, it kind of made sense when I was finishing university. It had to be Android or cell phones. Nokia was going down. iOS, I didn't have a Mac or an iPhone, so just kind of Android. And
so it made sense.
It made sense. It's an amazing choice. I'm still loving it.
Your co-presenter today was your colleague, Roman.
Yes, Roman Piel, yeah.
And your talk was titled...
Be Together, Not the Same.
Which is obviously kind of a play off of the kind of Android...
The slogan.
The slogan. So can you maybe kind of give us maybe synopsis of what your talk was about?
Okay, this talk came by because I am very passionate about diversity and empathy, and I'm trying to be a good person, and I love being a good person because it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. And it's selfish actually, but I like it. And Roman was pushing me to do a talk, but I really wanted to talk about this, but it's a very sensitive topic. You don't want to blame people, you want to make them point fingers and make them feel guilty. So he came up with the idea. And it's basically, it changed very much from the beginning, but we wanted to show the Android community is good and how it can be better. So right now it's just how the situation in the tech industry is, because there's a lot of data. It's easier to grab data from the tech industry than just Android. Just how the tech industry is right now, what I can affect the culture in the tech industry, and then pointers on how can you do to make it better. I like them because we learned them on the way, and now we do it. It's little tips, like trying to get out of your bubble, Twitter bubble, and try to follow people you usually or you disagree with. Just to get to know outside what's happening outside. So another perspective is always useful.
So I think what I really liked about your talk is that you talked about things that maybe for some of us either seem intimidating or seem maybe so obvious that we don't pay attention to them. So you were talking about work outings and about how some kind of work outings might not have the proper empathy for other coworkers. Can you talk a little bit about those examples you talked about?
Yeah, it's here in the UK there's after work drinks almost every day. In my company we have Beer Wednesday, which we actually sometimes use it as propaganda to hire people. We used to have posters in the bathroom Beer Wednesday, do you need a beer? But then I actually didn't, I like drinking in certain quantities. And I love hanging out in the pub after work because I don't have kids, I don't have any responsibility. And then this coworker joined us, who's the sweetest person ever, and he's Muslim. And then I started thinking, I don't see him in the pub. And you start realizing, oh, duh.
Right.
He's not in the pub. And I started talking to him, trying to ask him, how can we make it better? Because what just makes you uncomfortable when you come to a pub? He's the problem with the pub is one beer, and he also has a kid. First of all, trying to go to a pub is a little bit difficult. I have my kid, and I want to spend time with him. He's a toddler. So that was an eye-opening thing to me, and from there I started trying to figure out, okay, not everyone but around me from my team, what's happening with them. Are they happy, are they unhappy, can they go to the team outings? And I found out that we have a lot of parents that cannot go to the team outings. We also realized that all our social events were around alcohol. So from there you just talk to more people and get more people to notice it, and we've done several things to improve it. I've talked with my manager, and when we went to a baseball team outing, people were very excited because we're gonna just drink. No one understood baseball, but of course this guy was coming in, so we're trying to figure out a plan where we didn't get wasted and he was still happy. He is now trying to do Mocktail Fridays.
Oh, cool.
Which is awesome. I feel a little bit sad that he got into a situation where he has to push it himself to do that. But still, like, once you realize there's a problem, and there's not just one person with a problem, there's like so many tiny things you can start doing, and just basically conversation. Conversation with people is the best part. And
it's just these like little simple things, and I think that was what was really the best part about your and Roman's talk is just it's little things. And I know that Roman talked about like PRs, like having empathy on just so like more of a day-to-day developer thing is like PRs and like trying to be more empathetic about other people's viewpoints. Yeah, because it's really as he said, this is all Roman's like experience. He got a really bad experience with a person saying, "Oh, why did you do this to me? Like, why did you do this that way?" Like, very confrontive. And it's not very nice. And it's really easy to hide away behind your avatar. Like, during the internet, we didn't meet until, like, a month ago. We just talked with each other. It would be very easy to... I didn't, but it would be very easy to insult you because I hadn't met you. So it's really easy to hide behind your avatar and just... you know, be a little bit aggressive or in pull request with a smiley face. I hate, like, oh, this is horrible, smiley face. So that doesn't make it better. No, this is still bad. So at the beginning of the talk, you were saying about how there's like maybe 2 ways you can go to change like the culture. And you said so the first way was to so for changing the culture, like there's 2 different ways, right? Yeah, one is like there's definitely a pipeline issue where not enough diversity is applying to take, like we don't have enough women and ethnicities, blah blah blah. And then there's the environment issue, which is I think is toxic and is pushing those people away. There's like so many women are exiting the field because they're not comfortable. And those are huge problems, but just tackling the pipeline, it can be, you have to go, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, it just takes more effort, it takes more out of your time. You have to reach out to universities, or you can become a mentor, and there's like several ways, but it can be much more difficult. And I think fixing the environment, it takes like small tweaks on your behavior. Like, a great example is the word guys. I use it. I have it ingrained in my brain, unfortunately, but just changing that thing, it actually makes the environment a little bit better. It's like just small tweaks. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like a lot of those changes, you know, like you said, like, oh, like we'll bring in more women, and you know, kind of that kind of thing. It feels like a very big change that might be intimidating to a single person. But what you and Roman's talk focused on was little things, and it feels like it would feel like a big change. Like I'm sure your coworker felt a big change from y'all making a small effort to be more inclusive of him with activities. So, I mean, so changing the world is can be done in little steps. We're gonna make the world a better place. You'll just wait and see. So, do you know if your talk was recorded? I think so. Someone told me it was, so. But it's definitely something to check out, and I feel like it's definitely an issue. We do have a great community in Android, I love my community. Everything could always be better, and of course, like always striving to different things. And Anastasia and Roman had a wonderful like talk, and one of my favorite parts is you actually kind of started to involve the audience a little bit by high five. Yeah, high five. So at some point during the talk, you asked everyone to high five each other all around them, and it was really cool. I thought it was neat because you look around and total stranger, and everyone was just like really happy and high fiving. And I think like again, that's just a little step that made everyone really happy. It was just like brought a smile to everybody's face, and I thought it was such a cool example of hey, just this little thing, and you know, brings a lot of happiness. So I think it's definitely an inspiring talk to watch, to kind of just get some ideas, and you can definitely learn things. I learned so much, and I kind of feel almost ashamed that I didn't think about these things before, but it's nice that you were able to vocalize it. Yeah, it's as I say, people are nice. Sometimes you just don't realize what you need to do. It's really hard. I constantly have eye-opening experiences where I'm like, oh, dang it, I should have thought about this before. Why didn't I think about it? But, you know, I hope I'm improving as a human being. So we can all do that. Yeah, so definitely. So you should really check it out. Of course, we love our community, and we just want to, you know, make it even better. So it was a fantastic talk. We had a really great time. That's awesome to hear. So, no, it was awesome. So if you want to kind of learn more about diversity and what you can do to kind of make our community better, definitely check out the talk. Anastasia, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. If people wanted to find you on Twitter, how can they do that? My Twitter handle is Anastasia López D. Can you put it like down here? So we're gonna put it like right there. Right here. See, right. So my name right there. So. I actually created the handle when I interviewed
to Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like, oh, I need a Twitter account to interview for Twitter.
Oh,
I need to be
awesome.
professional. I'm gonna put my name.
That's awesome. That's cool. It was always nice to be able to get your name because it's so hard for some people sometimes, depending on what your name is and who you are, to like, you know, like get your actual name on Twitter. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
like that.
it's like almost my whole name.
It's awesome. All right, well, thank you so much,
Thank you.
we'll see you next time. I feel like we should like leave off with like a virtual high five for everyone. Like maybe we should just like everybody high five right there, right there, right there. Okay, cool. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye.